Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to what the Eagles have been doing this offseason, you already know that they're not here to play it safe. No, sir. This team, under the guidance of General Manager Howie Roseman, is making moves that are turning heads across the league. And one of the most shocking, most talked about moves so far. The trade that brought in none other than Travon Walker, the former #1 overall pick from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, you heard right. The Eagles, known for their strategic prowess, are once again shaking up the NFL landscape by adding a young, talented edge rusher with a lot of untapped potential. And let me tell you, this move could be a game changer, not just for the Eagles but for the entire NFC East. But before we dive into all the details about Walker's impact and what it means for the Eagles' championship aspirations, let's set the stage a little. The Eagles finished the 2024 season as one of the most formidable teams in the league. They finished with a record of 14-3, which is nothing short of incredible. That kind of record doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of a well-rounded team that's got both sides of the ball firing on all cylinders. Their offense, led by Jalen Hurts, averaged over 27 points per game, showcasing their explosive capabilities. And their defense? Well, they were almost impenetrable at times, limiting opponents to just under 18 points per game. That kind of defensive consistency is what makes them a true threat, especially heading into 2025. Now, the Eagles' success last season was a testament to the smart moves Roseman has been making for years. They've built a roster that balances veteran experience with young, high-upside players. They've been aggressive in free agency, shrewd in trades, and disciplined in the draft. They're not just trying to patch holes, they're constructing a team that can contend for the Super Bowl year after year. And now, with the addition of Travon Walker, they're elevating that roster even further. Let's talk about Walker himself. The Jacksonville Jaguars selected him as the #1 overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, a decision that surprised many analysts at the time. Despite modest college numbers at Georgia, just 9. 5 sacks over his college career, Walker's athleticism and raw talent made him a top-tier prospect. And that's exactly what the scouts saw. His combine performance was eye-popping, running a 4:51 40-yard dash at 272 pounds, which is rare for a player of his size and position. That kind of explosiveness makes him a nightmare for offensive linemen and a constant threat on the edge. In his rookie season, Walker showed flashes of brilliance, tallying 3 sacks in his first year, but it was really in 2024 that he began to show what he's capable of. He finished the season with 61 tackles, 15 quarterback hits, and 13 tackles for loss over 17 games. Those numbers are impressive for a young player still developing, and they indicate that Walker has the potential to become a dominant force. He's not just a situational pass rusher. He's someone who can impact the game on multiple levels, adding pressure, setting the edge, and disrupting plays in the backfield. Of course, as a #1 overall pick, expectations are sky-high. But Walker's advanced metrics, such as 29 pressures across 911 snaps and a 14% missed tackle rate, show that he's a consistent contributor. He's a player with room to grow, and the Eagles believe that with the right coaching and scheme, he can reach new heights. That's why this move makes so much sense for Philadelphia. They're not just adding a player, they're adding a piece that fits perfectly into their defensive puzzle. Now you might be wondering, why would the Jaguars be willing to trade such a promising young talent? Well, the truth is, the Jaguars are in a bit of a tricky spot financially. They've already invested heavily in other edge rushers like Josh Allen, who has a big contract, and the team's salary cap situation is tight. Walker is set to make around $11.9 million in 2024, which is a reasonable number for a player of his talent, but the Jaguars might be reluctant to commit to a long-term extension, especially given their financial commitments elsewhere. with the fifth-year option on his rookie deal valued at around $14.75 million in 2025. The Jaguars might prefer to move on and recoup some draft capital rather than lock into a potentially expensive extension. This is where the Eagles come in. Philadelphia, with its smart cap management and roster-building philosophy, sees a golden opportunity. Acquiring Walker isn't just about filling a need. It's about adding a dynamic player who can grow within their system. The Eagles' defensive scheme, which heavily emphasizes versatility and pressure on the quarterback, could bring out the best in Walker. Imagine him lining up alongside Jalen Carter, who's established himself as one of the league's most disruptive interior linemen, and with the likes of Josh Sweat and Nolan Smith on the edges. The possibilities are exciting. Philadelphia's coaching staff is known for their ability to develop young players and maximize their talents. If Walker develops as expected, he could become a cornerstone of their defense for years to come. And the best part, the Eagles aren't necessarily committed to a long-term deal right away. They can evaluate his progress over the next 2 seasons, and if he reaches that elite level, they might pursue an extension worth $30 million or more annually. If not, they can let him hit free agency and receive a compensatory pick, another smart move that keeps their roster flexible and competitive. This trade signals a broader philosophy that the Eagles have embraced under Roseman's leadership: be aggressive, be strategic, and always be looking ahead. They're not afraid to take risks if it means transforming their team into a Super Bowl contender. And honestly, bringing in someone like Walker, with his potential and athleticism, fits perfectly into that mindset. This move also shows the confidence the team has in their coaching staff to develop talent and the belief that their defensive scheme can unlock Walker's full potential. Of course, this isn't just about adding another player to the roster. It's about making a statement. The Eagles are signaling that they're all in, that they're committed to winning now and into the future. They're stacking their roster with young, talented players who can make an immediate impact and grow into stars. And with the NFC East being as competitive as ever, with teams like the Cowboys, Giants, and Redskins all making moves, the Eagles know that every piece matters. Looking at the bigger picture, this move could have ripple effects across the league. Other teams will have to reassess their strategies, and the division race could get even more intense. The NFC East has always been known for its tough, gritty football, and now, with the Eagles adding a player of Walker's caliber, they're sending a message. They're not just here to compete, they're here to dominate. And let's not forget the fans. Philadelphia has a passionate fan base that's been craving another deep playoff run, maybe even a Super Bowl victory. The energy at Lincoln Financial Field is infectious, and every move the Eagles make seems to elevate that excitement. Whether it's a clutch play from Jalen Hurts, a game-changing sack from Walker, or a critical turnover forced by the secondary, the Eagles fans are always at the heart of the action. So, what does this all mean for the upcoming season? Well, if Walker can develop into the player many expect him to be, the Eagles' defense could become even more formidable. They already have a solid secondary, with players like Darius Slay and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and adding a disruptive force like Walker in the front seven could create chaos for opposing quarterbacks. Their pass rush could become one of the league's best, and that's crucial for any team with Super Bowl aspirations. And on the offensive side, Jalen Hurts continues to develop as one of the league's most dynamic quarterbacks. His ability to extend plays, combined with the offensive line's strength and a talented group of receivers, including A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith, makes the Eagles a nightmare for defenses. But it's the balance of a high-powered offense and a fierce, disruptive defense that truly makes this team dangerous. As we look ahead to the NFL draft and the rest of free agency, the Eagles' front office remains active and strategic. They're always scouting, always planning, and always looking for ways to improve. The addition of Walker is just one piece of a larger puzzle, a piece that could help unlock a new level of success for this franchise. In terms of their long-term plans, the Eagles are clearly building a roster that can sustain success. They're not just chasing a quick fix, they want to be perennial contenders, and their moves reflect that philosophy. The NFL is a league of constant evolution, and Philadelphia is proving that they're leading the charge with their innovative approach. So, Eagles fans, keep your eyes peeled. This team is on the rise, and the addition of Travon Walker could be the spark that ignites their quest for another Super Bowl. The future is bright, and the passion of this fan base only fuels their desire to bring another Lombardi trophy to Philadelphia. This is a team that's not content with just being good. They want to be great, and with moves like this, they're showing the league that they're serious about their ambitions. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this blockbuster trade? Do you think Walker has what it takes to become a franchise cornerstone? How do you see him fitting into the Eagles' defensive scheme, and what are your predictions for the upcoming season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. The journey to another Super Bowl is just beginning, and with your support, we're all part of this incredible ride. Thanks for watching, and let's keep the Eagles' spirit alive.